speaking of which, let's talk about some more tension that's been going in the media. Kanye and Drake had some beef this week, and one of the things I think Kanye released like Drake's address online. What y'all thinking about that?
All right, this Kanye and Kanye and Drake, right? They have a really complex relationship. Like, obviously, the hate more is coming from Kanye, right? I mean, yeah, coming from Kanye. Like Drake is literally doing that. Drake is literally doing nothing, and Kanye's just going off on him. I remember like in LeBron has like a podcast type show called The Shop on HBO, and Drake was on there one time, and he said, Kanye was actually the one that released the information to Pusha T, who made a diss track on Drake, that Drake secretly had a son, and that was like out there and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. Kanye is like, I feel like Kanye is just like not in the right for it, but like, I mean, I respect the two musicians. Like they're some of my favorites. I think, and I think they're some of the best in the game. So yeah, that's my
You
view on
picking
it.
sides? No, you boys have picking sides, or you guys don't really care?
Like,
Honestly, I don't care. I don't really care, but they're both really successful. Like Drake has like what 150 songs with over 100 million streams on each one, so that's like record breaking or whatever. So you can't deny both of their success, but I feel like picking sides is just so unnecessary. And like I feel like the beef can kind of be easily squashed, but I don't know, you never know when, if you like put the two of them in a room and see what happens, you never know what's gonna happen. So
yeah, I mean,
Right.
I agree with like what Tierno was saying about like the beef, like picking sides in the beef. To be honest, if you're just watching, there's no reason for you to be picking sides. You don't know either of them personally. The only thing you like or respect about the two guys is either
Yeah.
like their personality or just their music. You don't know them personally. You don't have a right to say like what somebody's like, to pick sides and just support this. You don't really have a right to do that. And it doesn't, your opinion, if you're not big, I hate to break it to you, doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. But I mean, what Tierna was saying about like putting Kanye and Drake both together in a room, I feel like they have like I think Drake really respects Kanye, because I think on Drake's first album, Kanye produced like a lot of his songs. So I mean, they have respect for one another. But I mean, I don't know where Kanye is coming at, like leaking his son's information and leaking his address. Like that's just not cool in my books. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's all I have to say about that situation. So yeah, it's just really rocky. But then also, what I like to say is that I'd just like to ask this question as well. Do you think that Drake is partially to blame as well for the leak of his son?
no, but how did Kanye get that information in the first place?
Um, Drake was talking about it on some podcast. He in 2018, right? Drake had a big year in 2018. So he
Mhm.
released like God's Plan and his Scorpion album and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, and Kanye noticed this, so he wanted to like hop on a couple collaborations with Drake. So I think Kanye flew Drake out to his his farm or whatever in Wyoming, and they like worked on a few couple songs together. And I think Drake thought that he could trust Kanye with some information, so he told Kanye about his son, and just like his newborn son at the time, which I have to add as well.
Oh,
Look,
yeah, he's partially to blame because he told him.
More
I
you
mean,
can't
obviously.
stuff like that. If I tell you something, keep it between me and you. You don't have to go around telling everyone and stuff like that. It's mainly Kanye's fault. It's on Kanye most of the time.
yeah. So all right. So Tierno thinks that. So wait. So in terms of like a split, who is like to blame for this? Like, is it Kanye?
Both of them.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So do you think it's like equal, or like it's more one-sided to Kanye? That's what you guys
I
think.
think if I was to put it into like a numbers range, I'd say like 60 to 75% was Kanye's fault, and then like
30 to 25.
40 to 25% was Drake's fault. Because They only knew each other for how long before they went to that farm and he told him like what, like a few months?
Yeah. I know.
So I think like you can't fully trust someone like that when you just met them a few months ago, or maybe even like 1 or 2 months ago. So it's like it's hard to tell who's to blame for it.